50K Q&A.
Best anime. This one for best character writing, this one for best plot structure, and this one for being flawlessly executed pure happiness. Worst anime. I'm gonna have to give this one to either Sword Art Online or the second season of Log Horizon. I know that there are way worse anime out there, but I don't really think it's fair to say that something is the worst anime unless I've watched it to completion, so it's one of those two. Do you take requests? Yes. Do you have a MAL? Yes. Top 10. Oh god. Okay, in no particular order. Steins Gate, Ouran, Mob Psycho, Hiroaka, Gamers, Watamote, Psychopaths, Selector Wheatcross, Gurren Lagann, Made in Abyss. I don't think that these are the best anime ever made. Hell, Selector Wheatcross isn't even good, but they're the ones that I remember enjoying the most. I'm sure if I had a complete list of every anime I ever watched in front of me, then that list would change.
What is your name?
Bryant.
What is your quest?
To become the #1 anime YouTuber of all time.
What is the top speed of an unladen sparrow?
This much? Fuck sparrows! Why is this not the Hiroaka video you promised me? You promised me a Hiroaka video! You promised me 2 Hiroaka videos! Where are the Hiroaka videos, Bryant? Where are they? Cool your jets, it's story time. You remember that total eclipse of the sun a few weeks ago? I had just moved into my new apartment a couple of weeks prior, and I installed a new liquid cooling system in my editing computer. But after I installed it, the computer wouldn't send a signal to a monitor. So I took it down to the repair shop to get it fixed. Left it there for about a week while they worked on it. And I was about to, you know, call and see what was wrong.
Good for you.
When gradually, and with many years of warning, there was this total eclipse of the sun!
Dang.
That has nothing to do with my computer story, but damn, it was cool. And when the light came back, I called the computer guy, but he didn't know what was wrong. Because it was his colleague, you know, who was in charge of my computer.
Repairman too.
So I asked to speak with this colleague, but he had just been taken away in an ambulance. And then I got charged $40. Oh, but there is more to the story than that. Play the track again!
Play the track again.
My voice is tired.
Play the track again.
So I go back to my apartment with no computer and no money.
Broke da-doo.
And I call this friend who knows of another computer repair place in town.
Ring da-doo.
And she's pretty old, so instead of anything useful, she tells me,
What da-doo.
oh, it's in that little plaza uptown by the triangle where they really need to plant some flowers. And the new guy says that there's nothing unusual with my computer.
Nope da-doo.
That there were just, you know, a few wires crossed.
Fuck da-doo.
When suddenly, and without warning, there was this $50 charge for repairs. My wallet got very light, but at least I had a functioning computer and I could do my job.
Da-doo.
So when I get back to my apartment, I go straight to work.
Good for you.
Just, you know, taking notes on Hiroaka.
Smash da-doo.
And after about a week, I finally had all of the notes I needed for a new video.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
And all was well. Or at least you would think so. Play the track again!
What?
No, I don't wanna. Did I stutter?
No.
Did I stutter? Play the track again.
Da-doo.
I ordered some soundproofing panels while this was going on. Shh.
Da-doo.
Since my mic quality was kinda shit and I figured that would help.
Nope da-doo.
And I didn't want to make a new video before they got here.
Sure da-doo.
So I had them shipped express and figured that was that.
Ha 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 ha, fuck you.
When the day came that they were supposed to get here, they didn't.
Da-doo.
But that happens sometimes, and I figured it wasn't that big a deal.
Da-doo.
When I called the post office, they told me they were
Return to the sender, God, why?
By now my video is a week late, and my sound panels still haven't arrived.
Da-doo.
So I figure that I have to put out something to explain.
Good for you.
So, you know, here we are.
Me and you.
And I could have sworn it wouldn't get to this point, but sometimes things like this just happen.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Thank you for being so patient with me. Favorite AniTubers? Jeff, Digi, Pedro, and Eyepatch Wolf. Favorite Western cartoons? I honestly don't watch too many Western cartoons, but BoJack Horseman is in my top 5 things of all time, so that. How surprised were you your channel blew up the way it did, and how much do you think it'll influence your work? I always figured the channel would be successful, but I was thinking like topping out at 50k after a year successful, not 2 videos, 10,000 subscribers successful. So I'm definitely surprised at the speed, thanks to Jeff and the kind upvoters at Reddit for helping me take off the way I did. As for how it'll affect my work, having this kind of audience gives me an incentive to take on bigger projects and to spend more time on them. Since I'm able to do this full time, I don't really have to worry about life getting in the way of my creative work, so my projects can be both more ambitious and higher quality. Hopefully. What anime had the biggest impact on you? It kinda depends on what you mean. The first anime I ever really got into was Naruto, if by really got into you mean developed a massive Chinibyo complex for and seriously stunted my social skills with. Anybody who's been to middle school in the US knows that passion and excitement about things are big no-nos if you want to be #popular. And considering I spent my recess focusing my chakra and trying to run up trees, I'm sure you can guess why I worked a few shifts as a training dummy for aspiring assholes. That said, I also made a lot of my closest friends in that period through our mutual love of this relatively niche counterculture interest, and having those friends helped me to explore viewpoints that were uncommon in my tiny conservative community. I'm sure I would have gotten just as invested in something else if I'd never seen Naruto, and I'm sure that other kids are having the same experience with Sword Art Online or Boku no Hero or whatever the youth are watching these days. After high school, I became a lot more concerned with being an acceptable member of society, so I fell out of the anime circle for a while. It's not that I explicitly tried to distance myself from anime, but I also didn't seek out any new ones, and I kinda just let it fall by the wayside. Then, sophomore year of college, this guy I knew wanted to watch Fullmetal Alchemist with me. I was having trouble making friends, so hey, why not? Then, not only did that guy get me back into anime, which helped me do, well, this, he's my best friend now, and one of my biggest supporters. Hi Evan, love you roomie. Do you have a face? Yes. Pineapples on pizza? Fuck yes. Do you play games? Who doesn't play games? Favorite game? The Walking Dead Season 1 by Telltale Games. Top 5-ish romance series. I'm not even sure I've seen 5 straight-up romance series. I know I said, I'm a sucker for a good love story, but my favorite love stories are the ones that exist as parts of bigger narratives. And I also don't particularly enjoy watching relationships form, so most romance anime are out for me. Seeing the way Ochako's feelings for Deku are developing in Hero Aka has been great because it's natural and subtle and not the center of attention. Seeing the whole will they won't they game play out, even if it's done well, just isn't my bag. Relationship maintenance is so much more interesting than relationship formation. I like seeing how people work as a unit in the face of hardship and how they deal with each other's flaws and how they make each other better. That's so much more engaging than seeing which misunderstanding is keeping our main characters apart this week. Unless it's Gamers! Gamers is perfect. Did you ever say why you were in Belgium? No. Buy me a pizza? No. Watch my dog? No. How cute is your dog? Why don't you read manga? It's just a matter of preference, really. I feel like most stories are delivered better with animation than through still pictures, and you don't get any music or voice acting with manga, and I like those things. A lot of people have also criticized me for not reading the manga of anime that I'm discussing, but I would argue that that's a total non sequitur, as I will eventually get to in an entirely separate video on the subject. I get the feeling you're kinda new to the anime scene. Go on. Are there any 10 out of 10 masterpieces you're looking forward to watching? Utena, Latka, Clannad, Death Note, Brotherhood, K-On! Berserk, Welcome to the NHK, Rakugo, Technolize, Colby Beat Boop, and Toradora! Favorite underrated anime? Watamote. Favorite anime that literally everybody else loves? Hero Aka. Anime that sparked your interest in the medium. Oron High School Host Club. Where are you from? Here. Best language? I mean, English is pretty swell. Best color? Green. Best girl? Favorite fruit? Bananas. Favorite sandwich? Prob's a good BBQ sandwich with pulled pork and lots of sauce. Then again, burgers are nice too. Oh, and peanut butter and banana sandwiches with coffee for breakfast? I just like food. Will you do a video on Western media? Yes. Other media? Yes. Hunter x Hunter? No. Monmusu? Probably not. Gamers. Gamers! Yes, gladly. The phenomenon of shipping. No? Magic the Gathering again. I mean, maybe. There's more stuff to cover. I know that people like that video. If there's a huge amount of demand for it, then yeah, I could be persuaded. Fave pairings? Pineapples and pizza, ExPoint and money, Ochako, and fucking nobody. Get your dirty hands off her, you animal. Greatest weakness. Good effort. Anime movies. Not for a long time. I don't watch too many anime movies. Last one I saw was Kimi no Nawa, which I thought was alright, but I think the last one that really grabbed me was Kiki's Delivery Service, and I haven't seen that one since I was a little baby comma. I should watch more anime movies. What are the new MHA videos about, Bryant? Those new MHA videos, Bryant, the ones you promised me! I'm not gonna say, but there is a pretty big hint in my previous video. What was your major? French. Favorite work of fiction? Take your pick. Favorite book genres? I'm not much of a genre guy. What gets me going in a book is interesting character interactions, so anything that facilitates that is a plus. But going back to what I said about the romance thing, it's a lot more engaging to me when the author's able to weave those character interactions into a larger story, so I tend to prefer fantasy, action, adventure type stories that feature that to straight human dramas. Made in Abyss? I hate to say this, but it has gone downhill after those first 3 episodes. Don't take that to mean that it's bad, the show is incredible, but those first 3 episodes were seriously masterful. I really can't think of much they could have done better. Then starting in episode 6-ish, we started going into this typical hero's journey adventure story, and it took a bit of a dip. It seems like it's picking up again now, but I do feel like we're about to meet this lolly rabbit character, so I'm a bit wary. Cautiously optimistic for it though. Finally,
who are your biggest YouTube inspirations, and why are they all me?
My number one biggest stylistic inspiration was Yahtzee Croshaw from Zero Punctuation. I was drawn to his work long before I really started playing video games just because of his incredible visual humor, and I knew that if I ever started a YouTube channel, I wanted to do something like that too. Turned out to be a whole lot of work, but I think it's worth it. There's actually a video somewhere on YouTube from back when I was in high school where I applied this same general formula to a book review of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. The video's posted on my Patreon, but I'm sure you can find it with a bit of digging. Aside from him, the extra credits folks really hit a chord with me when they started presenting legitimately educational content in much the same way, and hearing that Dan Floyd is a fan of the channel was one of my proudest moments as a YouTuber, so, hi Dan. Content-wise, I get a lot of my inspiration from Digi and, yes, Jeff. Digi was my first real exposure to the AniTuber scene, and seeing that there was such a passionate community dedicated to media analysis on YouTube finally pushed me over the edge to start doing some of it myself. I've always been interested in this sort of thing, but I was worried that there wasn't really an audience for it, so I never took it too seriously. And now, thanks to you guys, I'm doing it for a living, so thanks. 2 notes at the end of this video. First, this is what my recordings sound like without those soundproofing panels, so you understand why I wanted to get those before recording. I've been using my roommate's pillows in the meantime, but that's not exactly a sustainable business model. Second, thank you so much to everyone who was concerned about the end of my last video. I promise it was all for jokes. I'm totally fine. I had a long series of unfortunate job-related events, one after the other, and I wanted to overplay it for comedy's sake. I'm still new to this, and I'm working out where all the lines and boundaries are when it comes to comedy, so just thank you all for being so concerned. You guys are the best. While we're being thankful, a special thank you to all of my patrons, especially my $1 patrons. You guys are the ones who are supporting me because you believe in what I do and you aren't expecting anything in return for it, and that really means a lot to me. For my other patrons, now that my computer is fixed and I almost have a good audio setup, I'm going to be restarting those live streams, recording those commentary tracks I promised, and playing on the Patreon Minecraft server again. So again, thank you all for your concern and your support. New Hero Aka videos coming soon, and until next time, this has been Explanation Point, signing out. P.S. I made a bet with this random guy named Skelebeans that if he beat me 10-0 in Rocket League, I would give him a shout out at the end of my video. So, hey, Skelebeans.
Well, shit.